So having played through most of it at this point, I haven't finished it yet, but having played through most of it, what I originally thought was somewhat randomized puzzles, I'm now thinking are very much not randomized. So I'm going to put this warning at the start of every episode saying that if you watch me play through, you will have some, most, or all of the puzzles spoiled for you. So I would encourage you to pick up this game on your own. It's a pretty fun game. The puzzles are pretty intuitive. They're not uh, terrible at all. Some of them can be a little bit tricky and involve making sure you get all the information. I came I rushed through a couple and had a couple close calls, and we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to put this at the start of every episode from episode 2 onward, because episode 1 is mostly just tutorial. And good luck. Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Killer Frequency. I'm still waiting on something to happen, so I am going to resume this call. And this game, and we're going to go down into the creepy basement. That's our objective. Head down to the basement. Head back down to the basement, to be precise. Ah, fun. Okay. Got it. I don't have this one. Caged Tiger, One Last Goodbye. It's 87. Okay, cool. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Stairs. Creepy basement stairs. Are there is there a record down here? This feels like the kind of place there'd be an extra record. Cage Tiger? Nope. This is a secret room, isn't it? It's just meant to look like a locker. And then, ugh. Okay. That was pointing to there. These are very suspicious. Somebody wanted this to be found.
A key? Was this always here?
Where's the
I
key?
must have missed it when I brought everything upstairs.
What key? What key? Ah. Basement storage. Ah. Ooh, no, that's creepy. That's creepy. Maybe somebody wants us to learn things.
Hey, Forrest!
Peggy, give me some warning before yelling down the intercom?
Sorry. Buzz the intercom when you find something and want to discuss it.
Okay.
Peggy, I've found a tape and a map down here.
A map of what?
Looks like it might be to somewhere in this storage area.
Weird. Well, maybe the tape will give us more information. Give it a play.
George Barrow, 1968. That's when this all began for me. Follow the maps, find the tapes,
night out drinking. Was it actually Clive? Has Clive really been the whistling man for that long?
He says I need to follow the maps and find the tapes. I guess that's what this map is about.
I think we need to see what else is hidden down here. Be careful, Forrest. Keep looking. Buzz the intercom when you found something.
I'm not exactly sure this counts as a map, but okay.
Time of autopsy is 7 a.m. Cause of death is asphyxiation from drowning. The degree of rigor mortis indicates that the subject has been deceased for 5 hours. That puts the time of death.
Raid player and okay. I think I overshot. Okay, that's that.
Small lacerations to arms, legs, and face, typically obtained by running through foliage. Severe blistering to the feet, as though the deceased had been running without stopping.
This looks useful.
4 a.m. call was received from jogger Miss Sandra Sharp, reporting that a body had been washed up in the reservoir. I drove out to the investigator and was able to identify the body seen as that of George Barrow. I contacted the coroner's office and then the boy's parents, that they had not seen him since 7 p.m. on the 2nd. Let's keep that. Okay. A bunch of electronics in a corner. Okay. It's going to be not far from here, is it? Can't get anything there. It's not this. So it's not here. This is... The sound cues are just lovely. Oh. Nope. Haven't found Caged Tiger yet. That's not the right one. We went too far. Okay. Oh, hello. You're over here. Oh, God.
Preliminary toxicology results shows no signs of inebriation. However, a high amount of cortisol was found, indicating elevated levels of stress in the immediate moments before death.
Oh, joy. They covered up a murder, basically, for some reason.
Additionally, there appears to be a post-mortem injury to the arm. It looks like it was trapped in a car door.
Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, gonna have to go through here.
Now this has to be important.
Sorry I made you do this, Virginia. George Barrow. See, Caucasian male, age 18, cause of death is established to be drowning, as shown by the signs of asphyxiation. Were found on the knuckles, likely from getting into fights in the past. That was a creepy sound. Match with known history of the deceased being aggressive. No other injuries were observed. From the coroner's opinion, there is no evidence of foul play. Additionally, the preliminary toxicology report indicates the deceased had a high level of alcohol in their blood. If it is of the coroner's opinion that the deceased went swimming while intoxicated, resulting in his drowning, Virginia Sullivan. She falsified this. Okay, gonna.
It is the coroner's opinion that the subject likely feared for his life and was chased, resulting in a fall from a height into a body of water where he hit his head, was knocked out, and drowned. Following that, he was moved.
Dr. Sullivan, we need to have a talk. That recording. Shut it off. If you're listening to this, then I'm probably dead.
What the?
Man who likes to stay informed. I've got subscriptions to newspapers all over the country.
A new vinyl for my collection.
Weeks ago, I noticed headlines cropping up in those papers, one after the other. Each headline about a murder. Each murder, the death of someone I knew almost 20 years ago. And each one drawing closer to Gallows Creek. Drawing closer to the anniversary. None of us are innocent, but I don't think we deserve killing. All I hope now is that I can save some folk from the worst. And I can. I don't know. Do something to make up for what I did back then, I guess. I didn't kill anyone, mind you. But that's past mattering. Now, there's more I could say. That I should say. But my employer made it clear that my family would pay a high price if I ever spoke out. So, hopefully I've said enough for you, listener, whoever the hell you are, to start putting the truth together.
Well, that's creepy as
What
heck.
the hell? Peggy is not going to believe this.
Okay, let's try to get out of here without dying. Or getting lost.
What have you found, Forrest?
It's an autopsy tape. Doesn't say for who, but I think it must be for George.
Poor George. He was so young.
Something's bugging me, Peggy.
What do you mean?
I swear I recognize the voice of the woman talking on the tape.
Yeah, we
I
talked
just
to her.
can't place it.
Seriously? Do you think you've met her before?
I don't know. I mean, I just got here recently.
Jazz
know.
Studio.
Found another tape. It talks more about how George died.
What did it say?
It sounds like he was running for his life. Sprinting through trees and bushes, getting cut up all over.
What would drive someone to do that?
I'm not sure yet. There's also a tape about a toxicology report. There were no signs of drinking or that he was on anything.
What? But everyone said he went swimming drunk and drowned. It was in the newspaper and everything.
I found a written autopsy report.
What does it say?
According to that, it's just like you said at the start. George drowned after getting drunk. Said he liked to fight, too.
But that contradicts the tape.
I know. And I think I know why. There's a note with the report that says, "I'm sorry I made you do this, Virginia."
If it was on the autopsy report, then Virginia must be our coroner. Wait, the caller from earlier. When we had to call the takeout restaurants.
Yep, that's her.
Wasn't her name Virginia?
That was her.
We need to call her back once we finish down here. It looks like she might know something about what's going on.
She's going to be drunk.
I found a tape that introduces a new detail to the story. Post-mortem injury. Apparently, his arm got caught in a car door.
A car door?
Yeah, after he died. How do you suppose they can tell?
How can they tell? I'm a radio producer, not a coroner.
The written report I found doesn't mention it at all.
How did his arm get trapped in a car door after he died?
Unless he got it when the police collected his body, I guess someone else must have moved him after he was dead to where he was eventually found.
But the report, what is going on here?
I found a police report. Mentions a friend from earlier, Sandra Sharp.
Sandra. The jazz runner?
That's right.
Yep.
She found George's body washed up at the reservoir.
The reservoir?
Yeah? What's strange about that?
George got cuts from running through foliage, right? But there's no forest around there. Also, how did it wash up at the reservoir?
What do you mean?
Reservoirs don't have tides.
But that's what the police report said.
It's not possible, though. I did a school project on reservoirs and got an A. But, yeah, not important right now. The important thing is that it doesn't make sense.
What are you suggesting then? That the body was originally found somewhere other than what the report suggests? That the sheriff tried to cover it up, but accidentally let something slip?
Something like that. I think.
Well,
Yep.
Sheriff Matthews wrote the report. If he hadn't been eviscerated, we could have asked him.
True. But Sandra is still alive? Once we're done down here, we should give her a call.
In another tape, the coroner comes to the same conclusion as I did. George was running from something.
Maybe an animal?
Maybe, but then there's this next bit, where the coroner thinks he was moved post-death.
So she agrees with us.
At the end of the tape, someone burst in and demanded Virginia stop recording. I think it was Clive.
This is starting to make sense now. This is a conspiracy to cover up what happened to George.
I think I found Clive's last recording. I think Clive might be gone.
Gone?
I found a confession. Not for any killings, but for playing a part in covering up George's death. He left this behind in case he died. He hoped someone would find it.
Do you think the whistling man already got him?
Possibly. We've had a lot of callers.
Oh, he was the
tonight,
guy
but
we played at the beginning.
maybe not every victim made it to the phone, you know? We don't know how many there really are.
Christ, Forrest, that's dark.
I know, but Clive said he had read about other murders in other towns, and that the murders were all folks who knew about the incident. And the killings were getting closer to Gallows Creek.
So probably those other people
He
we
said
looked
he
at
wanted
were...
to do something good for once.
The board in his office. He wasn't tracking people down to kill them. He was tracking them down to save them. Ugh, why didn't he just come out with all of this?
He said his employer threatened his family if he spoke out about any of it.
His employer? The one who orchestrated the cover-up? Oh, Clive. I'm sorry for thinking you'd killed all those people. Do you think you found everything?
I think so.
Forrest, what's going on here?
Someone wanted that boy's death to seem like an accident. And they hired Clive to make it look that way.
Come back upstairs when you're ready. We need to figure out our next step.
From beyond the grave. 3 a.m.
Thank God you're back, Forrest. I've been running out of stuff to pad our airtime with.
Peggy, you work in radio.
Forrest, I'm stressed. I mean, really, how are we supposed to keep a show going with all this happening?
Oh, it beats me.
Beats me. But we gotta do it, and we're going to.
You're right. So, what's the plan now?
I think we should call Virginia back.
All right, I'll get her on the line. Okay, Forrest, shut the music off.
Okay.
Hello again, Gallows Creek. This is Forrest Nash. We're circling
Why
closer
hasn't Dawn
to the
come
truth
to
behind tonight's
call
events.
back yet?
To this end, we're calling back one of our earlier callers, Virginia Sullivan.
Fredman Plunker here? Who's this? Is it you? Goose?
No, it's Forrest.
Lunker, hey, it's the Radio Man, Forrest Nash.
Radio Man? What's up?
Solving mysteries, saving lives. The huge.
Right on.
Plunker, what are you doing at Virginia's house?
She asked if we could stay to keep an eye out for that whistling turd. So we're hanging out, bro.
Well, that's big of you, Plunker.
East Texas
Aw,
University.
it's
This isn't
nothing.
Texas. This is somewhere Midwest.
Can I speak to Virginia?
Sure thing, Radio Man. I'll just go get her. Who is this?
Hey, Virginia, it's Forrest. I'm glad you're still okay.
Oh, Forrest. Sorry, I'm still jumpy.
Don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry. You've been through a lot.
I'm so sorry this happened to you, Virginia.
I thought I was. I thought.
Easy. We're not calling to talk about earlier. We're calling because we think you can help us understand why this is happening tonight.
Me? What would I know?
Clive.
Does the name Clive mean anything to you?
Clive? No. I don't know that name. What are you asking about this for?
You mentioned that name earlier when you called us the first time.
I don't know what I said then. I was petrified, Forrest.
Clive's the janitor at our station, and we know you spoke to him in the past.
Forrest, please. You don't know what you're doing. He'll come for me.
Virginia, it's okay. Clive won't be coming after you.
We think Clive's dead.
Dead? But isn't he? He's the whistling man, Forrest.
We thought so
We
too.
thought so too, but
You don't understand. All those years ago, he...
It's okay, Virginia. He's gone. We found evidence to suggest he... Well,
and we found your autopsy reports for George Barrow.
How? I saw him destroy them.
Well, he didn't. I don't know if he kept them or made copies or what, but we found them, and we know it's related to what's happening tonight.
7 more.
Which is why we called you. Why did you write a false report?
All right. One day, I came into work to find a boy on my slab. And as I finished the autopsy, this man, Clive, he just burst in. And he started making demands to give over the reports, to falsify what I found. Of course I said no. But, well, when someone wants to make you do something, they can use the carrot or the stick. For me, he used both. You see, my sister is sick. She has a chronic condition that's never going away. It's expensive to treat, and it was getting to where I couldn't afford it. And Clive promised me that his employer would pay for my sister's treatment if I did what he said, and that if I ever spoke about this, he'd beat me to within an inch of my life. I don't know why he had me do it, but my sister needed me. You have to understand, she needed me.
we understand.
It's okay.
Thank you, Virginia. That was brave.
God, I just want this nightmare
And now it's
to
on live
end.
air.
This will help end it, Virginia. Thank you.
Stay safe, Virginia.
This isn't a... This is so much different than what I expected it to be.
So, Virginia is tied up in all of this.
Clive threatened her to keep quiet about George's death. But for who? Why cover up these details?
Play all records during the course of the night.
Well, we know Sandra was involved in George's death. Do you want to call her?
I do.
Alright, but before we go asking questions, I think we should know what we want to ask. Is that fair?
Yeah, we need to ask her about finding the body. She was the one who discovered it, but something just doesn't add up.
100%. She knows more than she's saying.
I wonder what she's hiding.
We'll hopefully find out soon. Anyway, just be careful when you're talking to her. Don't push too hard. We don't want her to hang up.
I'll be careful.
Alright, calling her now. Hopefully she's at her jazz studio.
We're going to save here because it's getting really late. Uh, see, you can see the time. And
Aha!
talk to you later. Have a good night, or a day, or whenever it is you happen to be watching this. Perfect 100. Unintentional, but cool. Anyway, talk to you later.